right? So the Fed forecast raising high as high as 4.6. Okay, so let us go through this and kind of understand what happened yesterday. Okay, so this is what the Fed has said yesterday. Okay, this is basically what they said. Okay, the Fed raised benchmark interest rate by another 3/4. Okay, this is what we know. Also they talk about the terminal rates. Okay, so this article basically says that Jackson Hole, the market tank, when the Fed said they're gonna be hawkish, right? So the message has not changed, right? They are strongly resolved to bring inflation down to 2% and to do that until the job is done. Okay, so people are saying that hey, they are planning to continue to raise heights until in 2023, where they will consider no longer to raise so much in the rate height, right? And then at the same time, no one knows whether this process will lead to a recession, or if so, how significant that recession will be. Okay, so he conceded that a recession is possible, particularly if the Fed has to keep tightening aggressively. So once this happened, right, basically the market dumped. So what happened yesterday is that if we look at the market for Bitcoin, when the news came out that the basis point was actually 75 basis point, the market pumped all the way from 19,445 all the way up to 19,988, which is almost back at 20,000 level, okay? But then when Jerome Powell said that there's a chance that this could lead to a recession if we keep raising interest rate high like this, the market basically just dumped, okay? And then, so this is two, right? So this is kind of like a pre-FOMC meeting and announcement rally. And then you have the realization, and then you have another rally again, as Jerome Powell is saying something positive and then something negative. And then long-term wise, the market just basically dumped all the way down here, 18,134. And then now we're slowly climbing back up, and now we're back at 19,000 level. So basically what it tells us is that, a while back, a lot of people were saying that 75 basis point is going to pump the market, right? It is positive because this is expected. This really teaches us that, the market is very volatile, first of all. But in the general picture, if this interest rate hike continues and where there's this talk of recession, because as you know, Jerome Powell talked that there's a chance that this will lead to a recession, the market will be in a downward pressure, okay? And the market will probably dump right after the announcement. So if you are range trading, if you are trading this volatility, you're basically making a bet that whether if it's going to be 75 basis point or if it's going to be 100 basis point. If it's 100 basis point, this will not have happened, right? This will basically just go down and then probably go down a bit more. And then another day, another chance the market slowly creep back up. But also some jumps, because think about it. Once the US increased the rate hike, right? The next day, Asian market will have to digest this. Asian market dumps, Europe market dumps, and then it goes down. And then it slowly climbs back up because there is indeed some liquidity in the market, but it's not very high. So if you look at Ethereum fared much worse, right? Ethereum was on a high of 1,415 all the way down to 1,217, which is a very risky level. And now slowly climbing back up thanks to Bitcoin, right? So I'll tell you why this happened, okay? So this is probably after the merge and stuff like that, but it has something to do with the Bitcoin dominance, okay? So if we go up to here, if we look at the Bitcoin dominance is actually rising, right? Now we're back at 41.09. But Ethereum dominance is now at 17.83. Remember when the merge happened, Ethereum dominance was around 20, right? So we are losing dominance. People are leaving Ethereum and people are possibly moving to other altcoins. This morning, I woke up and this is what I saw. Look at the overall crypto market cap, 931, which is pretty much the same as the market cap that I did when I was doing the stream yesterday. But look at this. Look at maybe 24 hours change. Ethereum is the one with a negative 3.18%, while other altcoins have a green positive upward tick, even though not high. Okay, same for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is positive in the last 24 hours. So this is really telling us that Ethereum, after the merge and also after the SEC was saying that proof-of-stake blockchains are likely to be securities, is indeed very weak, guys. So if you are in Ethereum, definitely there's a lot of utility, NFTs, DeFi, and stuff like that. But it is weak compared to other altcoins, and that is something that you have to see. Because look at this, XRP is now at number 6, and I said yesterday the CFTC, delegate actually went to XRP's office to pay them a visit. Look at this, 6.5%. Last 7 days, 28% compared to Ethereum, negative 17%. So this is a narrative, and this is what is really happening, right? And today there's another narrative, which is Cardano. Cardano's hard fork is that supposedly happening today. Okay, so yeah, Fed raised interest rate hikes. Going back to regular programming, if we look at the 5 things you know in the traditional market, the morning after, okay, investors are seeking more longer term clarity from the Fed Reserve, okay. But they didn't like it when the central bank just did that, which is gonna be more aggressive interest rate hike, right? The bond king and yield curve. So, you know, the bond king believes that the Fed interest rate aggressive campaign to cool inflation in a case of too much, too late, and is pushing the economy towards a possible recession. So for those of you who remember, and also I talked about this, a recession's technical definition is that in 2 quarters in the US economy, if it's a negative growth, it is a recession. So in the last 2 quarters, basically it is a negative growth. So, you know, technically the US is indeed in a recession, but the US government said, oh, it is not a recession. That's not the definition. And that's why the markets were like, you know, you see these little bear market rallies, right? But now they're saying that, hey, there's a chance that we're really going to go to recession. Even Jerome Powell is saying that we're going to have a chance to go to recession. So, you know, Russia turmoil, more problems for Trump. Okay, that's it for today's crypto programming, guys. I want to continue. Crypto market kind of a mix, some with greens, right? Only some chains that doesn't have green. You know, EOS chain, interestingly, is 24%. So maybe some news for that. So I talked about this on-chain data, pretty much covered yesterday on how, you know, Bitcoin was kind of both exchange reserve and net flow was red. But it seems that after the dump, maybe the whales bought, right? And then when the whales bought, they basically kind of moved it away from the exchanges, right? So if we look at this, 1 week, okay, it is going in, okay, 1 month, okay. So Bitcoin is entering into exchanges, but reserve in general is lower. So moving on to news, Helium community finally approves crypto wallets network's migration to Solana, okay? So definitely this is bullish for the Solana chain. And DeFi token defied the dip as Ethereum slipped below 1,300. Define a broader market, you know, downturn spot by the Fed's interest rate high. Leading decentralized finance tokens have posted gains over the last 24 hours. Uni is doing well, okay, according to this article. But it really tells you that, you know, even the Ethereum blockchain itself is not doing so well. Other things like DeFi tokens like Uniswap is also doing well. So maybe right now the market is thinking that, hey, we're no longer keeping money in Ether. We're moving it into other type of tokens. Maybe there's more ways, there's more opportunities over there, right? Especially when there's news update and stuff like that. Same for XRP, right? And maybe even Arbitrum when, you know, OpenSea said they're gonna support it, right? So, but now Ethereum, the narrative is kind of slowing down, right? What's next after the merge? Of course, you have the splurge, you have the purge, you have the different urges that are gonna happen after the merge, but it's gonna take some time, okay? So Ethereum NFTs are driving crypto adoption in Central and South Asia, which is great, okay? So this is, according to Chainalysis, Ethereum NFTs are actually leading in terms of driving the growth. Okay, draft EU law could see NFTs regulated as security law professor. So this is not so good. Okay, if you're really bullish on NFTs, it means that there's gonna be more taxation and possibly more regulation when it comes to Ethereum. Maybe some sort of license that you need if you are registered as a security in European countries. And guys, if you don't know, the EU actually operates as, you know, if you do not know that each nation state, around 20 plus nation states, actually runs under EU law. So if this is passed, it basically means that the whole EU, or, you know, the nation states that are under EU will have to follow this law. So definitely this is something to keep an eye on, okay? Cointelegraph, you know, Chamber of Digital Commerce get approval to join SEC vs Ripple lawsuit. So it seems like, you know, this lawsuit is still kind of happening. More bearish news, Ethereum risks another 10% drop versus Bitcoin. So exits ETH investment funds, okay? Macroeconomic factors and centralization concerns are putting pressure on Ethereum price post-merge. So this tells you why this is kind of negative, okay? So yeah, I'll pretty much talk about this. OpenSea implements a new protocol that ranks NFT rarity, okay? So today I want to talk about some NFT news. Cool Cats, they announced Steven Tiegas as the new CEO. So he has previously worked for Disney, Recur, and Warner Brothers. So it is a great idea for the collection. So it is great for the collection, and therefore the floor price of the collection did move a bit. Cool Comics Soda as well. So this is probably driven by this. OpenSea launched Open Rarity, starting with Cool Cat, Pudgy Penguins, and Moonbirds. Okay, so now OpenSea is adding rarity into the platform. So this also gone live on IC Tools, and I do want to share with you something. And today I did post a meme post, okay? Today, Azuki, people are speculating that something big is gonna happen in September 33rd for Azuki. 23rd for Azuki, which is actually just tomorrow, okay? And, I want to share this with you. And since everyone is talking about Azuki official, so this is a joke, okay? This is a fun thing. This secret is a joke. There is no data backing this. There is no facts backing this, okay? This is just a post that I made just for fun, okay? Here's some wild speculation with no backing. What if Azuki was really a project invested by Adrian earlier on? The proof? Note that the A in the both of the names. So Azuki starts with A, Adrian is also A. And for those of you who do not know who's Adrian, Adrian is one of the property tycoons in Hong Kong. So he owns a second or third generation of New World development. So they actually own a lot of residential projects, a lot of commercial projects. I think the Wall Street hotels are related with them. Just Chow Tai Fook jewelry is related to them. K11 Musea branch is related to them. And they have shopping malls here in Hong Kong, in China, and also globally. So he's a really big tycoon. So, according to Bloomberg just yesterday, a firm started by Hong Kong real estate tycoon Adrian Jan plans to raise 500 million to invest in blockchain asset, credit and private equity over the next 18 months, okay? So then you have this new fund. So this fund is actually called C Capital. Surprise, surprise, Azuki's studio is called Chewy Labs. It starts with the C as well. So you see how this is a meme, right? Just joking, right? So don't forget that Adrian Zhang announced that he's the last naive. So Adrian Zhang is one of the largest wealth holders of Azuki collection. He has 100 plus Azukis in his wallet. So why would he do that if he has no connection with the project? What if the team is going to announce that Adrian is now fully on board tomorrow, right? What if they're going to announce that, oh, Adrian, the guy who has, Azuki World is on board and he has all of these shopping malls. He has this crypto fund. He has a lot of investment. He's going to build our IP. What if they're going to do the announcement tomorrow? Because if you think about it, the quality of the pre-launch artwork and hype for Azuki could only be meticulously done by a team that is well connected. If you remember, one of the hype with Azuki is that they were talking about the ERC721A, which is a new token standard that can help you save gas when you mint. So they have the technical capacity, they have a very cool looking website, and they have a very cool video, pre-launch video of a kid going to the printer and printing all of these Azuki profile pictures, if you remember that. And this is not something that you could really do if you have no connection, if you have no media or production house connection, because they basically found a production house and they found someone who's really good in tech to do this. And think about it, Sagabon is actually the founder, right? But what if he's just a figurehead? What if maybe Adrian Jan invested in a startup and then have someone to be a figurehead and with a past experience with crypto funds and also stuff and that failed project fund, okay? So after the Azuki was launched, right? One of the artists was the lead design for Overwatch, if you do not know. But I did hear unsubstantiated rumors that the Azuki art was actually done by the Hong Kong team. So a while back, I was at this event. I'm not gonna share with you any details. So I was speaking with this person. I was talking about Azuki, and this person is kind of well connected in the Hong Kong scene. I'm not gonna share more. But he said that there were rumors and speculation that the Azuki art earlier on was actually done by a Hong Kong team. And if you really look at the Azuki art, the quality is actually quite high, and therefore it was able to attract someone like Annual Zhang. Okay, so Annual Zhang until 2 weeks ago. So this article was a year ago. Okay, when Azuki was running, it was rallying. It was before all the FUD, right? So he is actually the leading character design for Overwatch, and he was actually working in Activision Blizzard. So he decided to leave Activision Blizzard to join Chewy Labs full-time as part to push and extend the Azuki brand, and which he designed in his spare time into apparel and a lot more. So this is actually telling you that Azuki is going to do more, like apparels, which they have already done, but what if they decide to make the IP as a whole line, right? So of course, this tweet is for fun. Please don't take it too seriously. But after posting all of this, guys, guess what? This article came out in the blog. And this is so funny because I didn't read this article, but then it came out after I posted this tweet that nobody really paid attention to. If you look at this tweet analysis, 500 people saw this, no one retweeted it. Okay, I got one new follower. Thank you so much. 7 profile visit. But look at this, guys. Azuki creator closes in on a 30 million fundraise. Have you find it very interesting that in this period of time, you have a lot of fundraising? You have the Doodle fundraising, you have the Moonbird fundraising, and then you have a lot of different type of NFT projects doing fundraising, right? Surprise, surprise. What does this tell you, right? And if you look at Digital Digitus, right, the really nice anime one that had a fundraise for FTX as well, a lot of VC money is coming in into these profile picture projects. But the question I have is that what value would they give to the holders, right? You build the IP, does that mean that there's a correlation that the NFT's value would go up if the IP is successful? I do not know, right? I don't have the answer. We really have to see, right? Or whether the benefits is actually being diluted, because as an NFT holder, you have the so-called like a commercial license to use your art, right? But if they build the bigger brand, you actually do not have ownership of the bigger brand. For example, a Bored Ape holder cannot use the BAYC brand to do other stuff. But as a VC, as a VC investor, you have the right you have ownership of the brand. So it is two different type of ownership. So yeah, this is my question, guys. So let us go to this article. Chewy Labs, creator of the Azuki NFT collection, is closing in on a 30 million Series A raise. So this is a relatively early raise. The round just come a week after fellow NFT project Doodle backed a 54 million from venture capitalists. So Chewy Labs, the LA-based creator, of course, is LA, but I heard that the team, the art is done in Hong Kong. Is the much hyped Azuki blah blah is gonna raise this money. People familiar with the fundraising effort confirmed the intended size of the raise. One of the sources suggests that the bulk of the funds are already committed and that the round closed with Chewy Labs at 300 million and 400 million. So, guys, guess what? The C Capital Fund just came out, right? So could this be a investment? I mean, Adrian did invest with his his wallet, right? He owns all of these Azukis. A fourth person with knowledge of the deal cautioned the details are yet to be finalized, but will be soon. So if this really does happen, you hear it in this channel first. You hear this channel that nobody really watch, but this is a secret, guys. The news comes just a week after fellow Doodle maker back, blah, 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 okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is raised by NFT enthusiast Alexis Ohanian's venture capital fund. So he's the Reddit co-founder, right? Proof collected, yes, Moonbird also raised the fund by A16Z. So if these funds are actually investing in those NFTs, and if you look at Azuki, which is a very Asian-driven NFT, and Adrian is actually from Hong Kong, who is also in Asia, I wouldn't think it would be surprising, so not financial advice, that he might have some relationship with this fund, right? So the collection is among favorite aligned crypto elites. Arthur John, founder of Web3 investment firm D Finance, he employs a rare Azuki as his Twitter profile picture. So does two Hong Kong real estate tycoon billionaire Adrian Zhang. Okay, he is also raising a 200 million to invest in the crypto sector. Okay, so and then this is about the Azuki fund. Okay, so if we really look at this, right? Let me double click this. Arthur, okay, this is a NFT. So the founder of D Finance Capital. Okay. So leading venture firm, I'm not sure where they're from, but the name suggests that he's probably from Asia. Zhang is an Asian Chinese name. So yeah, let's see where is this firm from, okay? And see if you could put the pieces together, okay? So the investment thesis, blah, 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 okay. Let's look at jobs. Let's see where they're recruiting. Like, is it gonna be remote? Is it gonna be Asia? Okay, join this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Montreal, Canada. Okay, not necessary, but consensus. This is different. Okay, I think this is just a job posting thing. So let's see about. So this is at live, right? This is on the go. I haven't seen this before, but I just want to, do some research. So guys, this is Singapore. This is Singapore, right? This is Singapore, okay? This is Singapore image. So they're using something from Asia. John, so I think this could likely be from Singapore. Okay, let's see private policy, right? Blah, 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 Singapore. So he is from Singapore. So it's an Asian thing. So as you can see, all of these Asian big funds, VCs and stuff like that, tycoons are getting into Azuki. So what does it tell you, right, guys? And also, why did Azuki's floor price went from like 8 ETH or 9 ETH to 10 right now, I think, if I remember correctly. So that's it, guys. This is your host, Non-Fungible TC. Before I end, let us look at the floor price. Yep, 11.95, right? Activity. Let us look at the average. See this movement? The market always front run you before the news. It was around like just 9 days ago. 7 ETH on an average price. Boom, 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 up. And then remember the weekend? You got a bunch of people saying that the Azuki community is good, and then boom. Boom, guys. Almost 12 ETH floor price. So I do think that the run has already happened, especially, well, I could be wrong. We'll see the announcement tomorrow, but let's see if I'm right. So this is your host, Non-Fungible TC. If you like the news, if you like the alpha, not everyone can share with you this alpha. The only reason I have this alpha is that I'm very, in the loop in the local space, and you could basically see who are the players in the NFT space here in Hong Kong. And these people, they know investors, they know, iBanks, investment, type of stuff, VCs, stuff like that. So this is your host, Non-Fungible TC. If you like the content, remember to like and subscribe and share it with other people. If you think this is indeed a secret about the Azuki collection, this is your host, Non-Fungible TC, signing out.